Hello fellow adventurers, so I'm back at it again with Michelle. We're on another canoe trip. And this time we are going into Noganosh Lake Provincial Park. So we just launched at S Narrows and it's a bit of an overcast day, but we're going to do a little paddle and see sort of where we end up. So we just made it to what we are calling home for the night. This is a crown land-ish area. It's a non-operating park, so you can pick whichever site you want to camp at. You just kind of find an area. So this is the site that we have chosen. Nice cliff face. So we're up quite high. And yeah. So obviously there have been people that have been at this site before and have rigged it up with quite a few little tables and whatnot. There's lots of grills and a frying pan left here. Not always my favorite stuff to see at a site, but it could be useful. And then we got ourselves a fire pit. So this is on the other side of our site here. We got a makeshift little dock. You can see the tire in the water over here. But it's a really cool little cove area. We also just heard a barred owl in the distance, so we're hoping he comes back and makes another appearance. And then if we come up the site here, got the canoe set out. Here's our water view. We've got our rope over there set up ready for a bear hang later.
Nice.
So for dinner tonight, I am making some gravy and mashed potatoes. So this is my gravy that I'm using, the Clubhouse, just simple brown gravy. So I have mixed it up in my pot with some water, and I'm going to boil that first and then set that aside and cook up my mashed potatoes. So I got my gravy all made, just put it in my little bowl so that I have my pot to make my instant mashed potatoes. Okay, so I just boiled the water for my instant mashed potatoes. It looks a little brown because it was in the gravy pot. And I'm gonna add in the packet of instant mashed potatoes, as well as I have a little bit of skim milk powder because it's supposed to be done with some boiling water and milk. So I'm going to let these potatoes sit for about a minute or until all the liquid's absorbed, and then I'm going to whip them up and add my gravy, and I have some ready crisp bacon that I'm going to crumble up in there, and then I will have my dinner. So I just finished my meal, added in my gravy, crumpled up my bacon bits. I'm going to stir this together. I also added in some salt and pepper that I brought with me in a little container, and it looks pretty good. So Michelle's made us a nice little campfire, and we're just sitting in our chairs enjoying it for a little bit. So it's about 10:30, and we were sitting out at the fire for most of the night just chatting, and then the bugs started getting a little bad, so Michelle and I retreated to both our tent and hammock and have been chatting because they're close together from those, and we're pretty much ready for bed now, so we're going to call it a night.
Good night.
Good morning, everyone. So Michelle and I have just sat down for some breakfast. So I am having some Harvest Crunch triple berry oatmeal, as well as some juice with a Mio berry pomegranate. What are you having, Michelle?
So I'm having a Super Greens apple and cinnamon oatmeal. I'm having hot chocolate, and then I've just fried up a little bit of the Ready Crisp bacon, just for a little treat.
So for lunch today, Michelle and I are having some cream of potato soup. So I have just mixed together some water, so it was 4 cups of water with enough skim milk powder to make half a cup, and the soup mix. And then I'm just going to boil this on my stove. So I just have to stir this continuously on my stove until it comes to a boil. So we finished our lunch and did up our dishes and then packed up the rest of our gear, and now we have the canoe all loaded up, ready to head back to the put-in. So we just made it back to the boat launch at Narrows, ending our trip on the Kawigamog Lake. So we're just going to load up the vehicle, strap the canoe on, and then we'll be headed on our way home after a very nice, relaxing trip in the Noganosh Lake Provincial Park.